Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive with us.
Yeah, today's deep dive is going to be a little different.
A little more simple.
Mm,
We're focusing on you who are learning English.
yes. Especially if you're just starting out.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
we're going to be looking at some super simple vocabulary and grammar.
Very basic stuff.
Um, hmm. But we think you're going to find this really useful as you build your English skills.
Exactly. And fun, too.
Definitely.
Uh-huh.
So today we're going to be looking at the topic of city life versus countryside life.
Ah, a classic.
Right. And we've got a really simple dialogue for you.
A conversation between two people.
Yes, their names are Alex and Ella.
Yeah.
And they're going to be chatting about, you guessed it, where they live.
So you'll see how everyday language can reflect those different lifestyles.
Exactly. So before we break down the dialogue, let's hear it first.
Okay, let's give it a read.
I'll be Ella.
And I'll be Alex.
Okay, ready?
Yay!
Hi, Alex. I live in the city now.
Oh, cool. Do you like the city?
Yes, but it's very noisy.
I see. I live in the countryside.
Really?
Yeah, it's very quiet here.
That sounds nice. Is there a bus near your house?
No, I need a car here.
I see.
But the air is clean.
That sounds nice. I miss clean air.
You should visit me sometime.
All right, so there we have it. Our city versus countryside dialogue.
Yeah, simple but effective, right?
It is. Now, let's break down some of those key words and phrases that Alex and Ellie used.
Perfect. Let's start with a few important words.
The first word that jumps out to me is busy.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, Ella said, the city is very busy.
Right. Busy means there's a lot happening, Lots of people, lots of activity.
Imagine like a street full of people.
Yes, or a store with many customers.
Yeah, that's busy.
Definitely. And you can use busy to talk about people, too.
Oh, that's right. You can say like, I am very busy today.
Exactly.
So busy is a simple word, but so important to understand.
Absolutely.
And now let's look at another word, noisy.
Noisy.
Yeah, Ella mentioned that the city's very noisy,
Right. Noisy means there are many sounds.
like traffic.
Yeah, construction music.
All those typical city sounds.
Exactly. Those can be very noisy.
Right. So we've got busy and noisy to describe the city. Now, in contrast to noisy, Alex used the word quiet to describe the countryside.
Ah, yes, quiet.
Meaning there are very few sounds,
It's peaceful,
calm.
relaxing.
Yeah, and then we also heard Alex say, the air is clean.
Ah, yes, clean.
What does clean mean?
Clean means free from dirt or pollution,
Fresh.
like fresh air.
Yes, clean air is important.
Very important.
You can also have clean water, clean clothes, a clean house.
You can even have clean fun.
Right. It's a very useful word.
Absolutely. Now let's move on to a few key phrases from the dialogue.
Okay, let's do it. One phrase that stands out to me is when Ella says, that sounds nice.
Oh, yeah.
She says this after Alex tells her that the air is clean in the countryside.
Right. This phrase that sounds nice is a great way to show you agree with something or that you find it appealing.
It's a polite and friendly way to respond.
Exactly.
And you can use it in so many situations.
So many.
Like if someone tells you about a delicious meal, you could say, that sounds nice.
Perfect example. Or if someone talks about a fun trip.
That sounds nice.
It's a very useful phrase to remember.
And then another important phrase I noticed was, I miss clean air.
Ah, yes.
And Ella says this because she lives in the city now where the air may not be so clean.
Right. She's longing for that clean countryside air.
Exactly. And this phrase, I miss, is a simple way to express that you miss something.
It is, you can say, I miss my family, or I miss my friend.
Or even, I miss my home.
Exactly. A simple but powerful phrase.
So remember these two phrases, that sounds nice and I miss. They will be really helpful in your conversations.
Definitely.
All right, so we've covered a lot of important words and phrases today.
We have, but there's more to come.
That's right. We'll be right back to explore even more language gems from our city versus countryside dialogue.
So stay tuned.
And remember, if you subscribe and like this deep dive, you'll find even more content to help you on your English learning journey.
We'll be back soon. And we're back.
Still diving deep into our city life versus countryside life dialogue.
With Alex and Ella.
That's right.
Remember them.
Before the break, we were talking about words like busy, noisy, quiet, and clean.
Yeah, those important words.
And we explored some phrases like, that sounds nice, and I miss.
Good stuff.
Now let's jump into another interesting part of the conversation.
Okay.
Do you remember when Ella asked Alex, is there a bus near your house?
Oh, yeah, good one.
This is such a great example of a simple yes or no question.
Ah, the foundation of English.
Right, and it's so common. Like, you'll hear this all the time at everyday conversations.
Oh, sure.
And the cool thing is they're pretty easy to form.
How so?
Well, you just start with, is there, then add the thing you're asking about.
Okay.
And finally, the location.
Got it.
So you could ask, is there a park near your house?
I see.
Or is there a restaurant near here?
Easy peasy.
Right? These simple questions are so handy.
They really are.
Now let's think about Alex's answer to Ella's question.
Okay.
He says, no, I need a car here.
Interesting.
This actually tells us a lot about life in the countryside.
Oh,
Well, in many cities, you can just hop on a bus or train.
right.
But in the countryside, you often need a car to get around.
It's a different lifestyle for sure.
It is a good example of how where we live can impact the way we live.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's shift gears to one final phrase from this dialogue.
Right.
Remember at the end, Alex says to Ella, you should visit me sometime.
Ah, yes, a classic invitation.
Now, this is such a friendly and welcoming way to ask someone to come visit you.
It is, and you can use it in so many different ways.
Like how?
Well, you could say, you should come to my house sometime.
Oh, nice.
Or you could say, you should visit my city sometime.
Yeah, it's very versatile.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now remember, guys, practice makes perfect.
Couldn't agree more.
So don't be afraid to actually use these phrases in your own conversations.
Yeah, get out there and practice.
The more you use them, the more natural they will become.
And the more confident you'll feel speaking English.
Exactly. Now I have a fun little challenge for you.
Oh, a challenge.
Yeah. Imagine you're Ella and you want to visit Alex in the countryside.
Okay.
How would you respond to his invitation?
What would I say?
Think about the phrases we've learned today.
Yeah.
You could say, that sounds nice. I would love to visit you.
Oh, I like that.
Or you could try, yes, I would like to visit you sometime.
Those are good.
And don't forget to ask Alex some questions about the countryside.
Oh, right. Like what?
Well, you could ask, is there a river near your house?
Good one.
Or what can we do in the countryside?
Perfect. This is such a fun way to practice.
It is. You can learn and have fun at the same time.
Exactly. Now, before we wrap up, I just want to remind our awesome listeners that repetition is key.
Oh, it's so important.
Hearing and saying these words and phrases over and over again really helps them stick.
Yeah, it gets them into your long-term memory.
So don't be shy about repeating them out loud.
Even if it feels a little silly at first.
Exactly. Welcome back, everyone. We've been talking about all things city and countryside life.
And breaking down a simple dialogue.
Between our friends Alex and Ella.
Right.
Remember that challenge we gave you? To imagine you were going to visit Alex in the countryside.
What would you be excited to see? I wonder.
I know. What about you?
Well, Alex was talking about that clean air, right?
Yeah.
So I would love to experience that.
Me too.
Just imagine like going for a long walk out in nature.
Breathing in that fresh air.
Yeah, and no city noise around.
So peaceful.
So relaxed.
That sounds amazing.
It does.
I think I would be most excited to just escape the city. All the hustle and bustle.
I know exactly what you mean.
Just to be in the peace and quiet of the countryside. Maybe read a book under a tree.
Yeah.
Or listen to the birds singing.
You know, it's funny how our language kind of reflects these different lifestyles.
It does.
Like in the city, we're always talking about being busy.
Right.
Or being stressed.
And in the countryside, it's all about peace and quiet.
Totally different vibes.
It really is like two different worlds.
It is. And understanding these differences can really help you connect with English speakers.
Oh, definitely.
From all different backgrounds and places.
Exactly. Now, before we go, I just want to leave you with a thought.
Okay.
We've talked about the city and we've talked about the countryside.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the best place to live
is up to you.
Is the one that makes you happy.
Exactly. There's no right or wrong answer.
Right.
It's all about what you value and what kind of lifestyle you enjoy.
And that might change throughout your life.
It might.
But hey, no matter where you live, learning English can open up so many possibilities.
It's true.
Like you can connect with people from all over the world.
Yeah, different countries, different cultures.
So keep practicing, keep learning.
Keep diving deep.
We're here to help you on that journey.
We are.
And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to subscribe and give us a like.
Yeah, we'd really appreciate it.
Until next time, happy learning.
Thanks for joining the conversation here at Kaz English. We hope you found it fun and informative. Don't forget to check out kazapp.uk. That's kazapp.uk for more tips, resources, and interactive practice. Keep exploring, keep chatting, and we'll catch up with you again soon.